Good morning on this wonderful Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
And our holiday season is almost at an end, but that doesn't mean that we can't be cheerful and joyful for the rest of the week, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Now, this holiday season was a little bit different for me. I don't know about for you. It just seemed to be calmer, more loving, and I have a story that sort of shows how I felt through the season. Usually Christmas is a hassle for me. My birthday's right there in the middle of it, and everybody wants my time, and it's usually people I don't want to give my time to. However, this story shows a little bit of a different point of view, and this year I chose to have that different point of view. We'll begin our story with a young man named Jim and a young woman named Della. And Jim and Della were married, newlyweds, and they loved each other very much. Della had beautiful, long, flowing hair. It was her crown and jewel. It was her glory. Because they were poor, it was the one thing that she was the most proud of. On Christmas Eve, Della only had $1.87 to spend for her beloved Jim. So she went out, she got her hair cut, got $20 for those long tresses, and went and found a platinum chain for his fob. And for those who don't quite know what a fob is, it is a pocket watch. Jim, too, went out shopping. He sold his grandfather's watch so that he could get her combs for her hair. Imagine his surprise when he came home and found that she had cut off all of her hair. And as she stood there cooking Christmas dinner, proud of herself that she had accomplished something wonderful for her husband. And he stood there looking at her with, well, an expression that brought horror to her heart, because she wasn't quite sure how to take his expression. Time seemed to stand still for these two who loved each other so much. And when she asked him why, he looked as though, well, the cat just drug in a bird. He said, "My Christmas gift is this." And he handed her a full set of combs for her lovely hair. And she said, "Well, I cut my hair off so that I could give you this." And he said, "Thank you for the chain, but I've sold the pocket watch." And the whole point of this story is that we can give of ourselves, and many of us do. The one we give of that portion of ourselves that means the most to us, and when we give of that heart level, that's when it is the most poignant to the other person. Because you see, it didn't matter to Jim that he no longer had that pocket watch. It so touched him that his wife would let go of her hair. And the same went for her. And I want to say that Christmas occurred for me in that manner. This whole entire season, I saw people doing for each other on heartfelt manners and heartfelt ways. The level of commitment and giving was just phenomenal. Now, yesterday was a totally different thing. We went out shopping just to check out a couple of stores for the board. Wow! Christmas is over, let me tell you. We went over to the Costco's. 3 people honking their horns at each other. We checked out Sam's. Again, people honking their horns, driving around each other, so close to causing accidents in such a hurry. We went to Winn-Dixie, and I was just standing in front of the meat counter, and some woman slid in front of me because she was sure that that piece of meat that I was getting ready to pick up had to be hers. It was the last sale. No, it was not, but she was sure it was. It was that kind of craziness, and the way I put it is that they put their grouchy on to go shopping so that they could go party. Why? That's pretty much of an oxymoron, isn't it? To put your grouchy on so you can go party and have fun. Goodness. So my daughter called up laughing yesterday, and she said, you know, Mom, I went to a gym and I was going to start my New Year's resolution early. She said the gym was packed, filled with people who were going to start their resolution early. Well, I don't know. This is the year of 2012. Isn't the world supposed to end at the end? Our behaviors can be checked if we actually take the time to look at what we're doing. Crazy. I suppose we can laugh at some of this. I take my hat off to all those who want to start their New Year's resolution with resolve. Much love. Some of the things that have happened on January 1st. Notable things. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abraham Lincoln. In 1892, Ellis Island opened up. In 1902, the first Rose Bowl occurred. In 1912, the Republic of China. In 1946, the first computer was finished. In 1962, the U.S. Navy SEALs were established. In 1907, the first ball dropped in Times Square. So there's a lot of wonderful things that happened January 1st, but the attitude that was out in our community was not one of them. So who's ready for the new year? Yay! Yay! Well, there's an old, I see a lot of yays. I am. There's an old axiom that says we're not to just talk the talk, but we're to walk the walk. So today we're going to walk that walk. And I want you to get excited about doing this. And I want you to say woohoo after me. Okay, you ready?
Right.
Woohoo! Woohoo! There we go. We're getting excited now. We're going to start this year. Today's January 1st. And we're going to start this year with excitement and happiness. And when you walk out of here with your bellies full, you will be excited. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. We're going to pull the energy up from the earth's floor, up through your feet, into your body, and feel each of your cells vibrate with this energy. Now, from the top of your head, allow the lighter flow of spiritual energy to enter and mix with this energy. Take a moment as you visualize them mixing. This energy is going to bring a balance and a harmony into every cell. And as it does this, feel your vibration raise into an even higher pitch as the energies flow within each other and turn into a deep hue to match that vibration. You can open your eyes. And now you're going to give me a woohoo again. Woohoo! Yes, walking the walk. As spiritualists, walking the walk means following our declaration of principles. It means following natural law. It means making sure that our thoughts align with what we want to occur in our lives. And we have to really keep on top of that, don't we? Otherwise, we get potluck. And you never know what you're going to get with potluck. You dip that big old spoon and ladle it into the bowl, and you're not quite sure if you're going to get all onion or some potatoes and meat. So if we want just the meat, well, gosh darn, let's just cook with the meat. You got to only put those thoughts out there. If you want to blend, give it up to the universe and they'll bring you whatever they want. Learn to act and not react. That is one of the most important principles for us to remember. To remain in control of your lives, we must act and not react. Living in the now. So did you usually talk the precepts, or did your actions do the talking for you? Which is more accurate of a statement for yourself? Are you living the precepts that you want to live by, or do you just talk the words? Our lives would look exactly as we wanted them to if we were actually living our principles, if we were following our precepts. So you could do a quick check this afternoon when you go home, and if it doesn't look exactly the way you want to, and I mean right down to your house, the carpet, how your kitchen looks, if it doesn't look exactly the way your mind wants it to, we can start creating that perfect surroundings, your perfect self, right now. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. There is nothing wrong with you. You just make another choice. And sometimes we hear a speaker like myself saying these things to you, and we have a hard time putting them into action. So I've come up with an action plan for you. Isn't that nice? The wonderful thing about a new year is that it reminds us we can begin again. And every single day, every single moment of every single day, we can begin again. And I read in a wonderful book that said that every hour or so, do a check. Am I in the now? Is this how I wanted my day to look? Because if you forgot to tell the universe today's going to be a perfect day, and by 9 o'clock your day has been rather crappy, change it. Decide right then and there, the rest of my day is going to be a wonderful day. And then you are telling the universe that's how it has to look for you. But if you wait until the end of the day and said, well, you know, today didn't go as well as I wanted it to, you've waited too long. Be in the now. So, let's create a mission statement for yourself and stick to it. The universe is watching you for your progress and will fill you and help you succeed as long as your resolve is strong. Number 1, watch that stinking thinking. And all that means is don't use thoughts that tear you down. Don't use statements that tear others down. Check the fear, the illnesses, and the negativity at the door. Don't allow them in your mind. It's not okay to be crabby with the ones we love and think in the back of our minds, they know I love them. I don't feel good. It's not okay. One sentence of anger or an ill-spoken word will be remembered for a lifetime. And yet, all the praise that you give will fall on the deaf ears, but that one sentence will be remembered. I would tell you a story about that, but we'll move on. Number 2, pray, meditate, and work on listening to your inner self. And do you know why that is one of the most important things? Your inner self is where you find the universal voice of God. It flows through you. If you want the answers to any of your problems, look inside. That's where you'll find the universal God of God, the universal voice of God. You can't touch a higher source. Asking Jane or Amanda or Louise or John or Adam, they're not going to give you the same kind of truth that that inner universal voice of God can give you. Practice. And practice some more on going within and finding that truth. It's always there. And number 3, practice number 2 again. Number 4, build others up. Our lives are filled with pictures and magazines of skinny women that we cannot attain. Newspapers, people that are having their lives pulled apart. On television, the news is always negative. I used to know an 80-year-old man who said he was going to live until 100 because he never watched the news. And as soon as the news came on, click, no voice, no volume. Used to drive me crazy. I was little. And I could not understand how someone could just not listen. But you could watch the news without listening to the woman and all of the hysteria they bring in with their voice. And get what was going on without hearing the negative. Yeah, there's a couple of fires over there. Because they always scroll on the bottom what's going on. So build others up. It really does a great deal more for your karma. It does a great deal more for the joy of the world. Like a piranha, negativity chips at you, your self-worth, and other self-worth. If you can look at it that way. Number 5, give. It is the easiest way to receive. I have a statement about myself, and it says, I always have everything I need. And every time I say that statement, when I was in a space of fear, thinking, what am I going to do for food this moment? If I just say that statement, I always have everything I need. I will find it. Someone will show up. If it's a button, even if it's something as simple as a button that I need to sew on and I think I've lost it or what have you, if I say to myself, I always have everything I need, it always shows up. Make it your statement. Make it the thing you live by, and you will always have everything you need. It has to have the intent and desire and knowledge that you will have everything you need. The emotion has to be behind the request. And number 6 is the last one you need to know. Are you letting people into your heart? Most of us live in a cage, and we don't let others touch us. Quite frankly, we've learned that that's a painful way to live. And so we have it all blocked off. We think we do. We live with other people in our home, but that doesn't mean that it is heartfelt or heart-touched. You can walk by, hi, honey. That's not heartfelt. If they're in your heart, these people that you love, touch them. When you walk by, just touch their shoulder. Let them know in a very real way that these people in your heart mean something to you. Not all of us are psychic. Not all of us read minds. And I say that with a great deal of tongue-in-cheek. Be good to yourself. You know who is automatically happy and sad. Surround yourself with those people who will lift you, who will send you that love, who are going to be able to heart connect with you. We are all a living being. Let us raise the energy of that living being because we are all interconnected. In this year of 2012, it pulls us to raise the vibration of the earth so that we are in total connection and we lead the year into where it's going to go. We have that power. We have that control if we will but take it. And in December of 2012, when the world is supposed to end, we will be finding ourselves in the best place the world has ever been. Let us connect on that love space. Remember to go within and speak to that eternal God source. And your life will be wonderfully blessed. Happy New Year.